Good morning students, welcome back to the class. Today also we are going to see about chapter 12 ratio and proportions. This is part 5 video. In this chapter already we have completed ratio and proportion concept. Shall we recall it now? Yes. First topic is ratio. Ratio means comparing two quantities by division. For writing ratio, we will use symbol colon. That colon indicates division. Let's see one example. 7:2. It's a ratio, right? How you will write fraction for this? 7/2. Ratio you can write as a fraction. Ratio have any units? No, ratio is not having any units, but while finding ratio, the term should have the same units. Next concept is proportion. Proportion means that if the two ratios are equal, then you can say that the two ratios are in proportion, right? Let's consider these two ratios. A is to B and C is to D. For writing proportion, you will use this symbol or equivalent symbol. Let's see, A is to B is one ratio and C is to D is one ratio, right? Here A is your first term, B is your second term, C is your third term and D is your fourth term. For finding ratio, you should multiply the first and fourth term and second and third term. The first and fourth term are called extremes. The second and third terms are called means or middle terms. Next, A is to B is one ratio and C is to D is one ratio. Now, I am going to write as fraction. For A is to B, it's A by B, and for C is to D, it's C by D, right? Now, I am going to do cross multiplication. So, you will get answer as A, D and B, C, right? So here A is your first term, B is your second term, C is your third term and D is your fourth term, right? So A and D means your one and fourth term, which is extremes. And second, B and C are your middle terms, right? Product of extremes, which is equal to the product of means. And today we are going to discuss about continuous proportion. First, you should know what is meant by continuous proportion. Let's consider the three quantities are in continuous proportion. Then the ratio of first and second term is equal to the ratio of second and third term. Let's see one example. A, B, C are three quantities. The three quantities are in continuous proportion, right? So first and second term, your A is your first term, B is your second term and C is your third term, right? The first and second term, the ratio of first and second term. So A is to B, which is equal to the ratio of second and third term. Your second term is B and third term is C, right? So B is to C. If A is to B, which is equal to the ratio of B is to C, means that A, B, C are in continuous proportion, right? Now, we will write as fraction first. For A is to B, you will write as A by B. For B is to C, you will write as B by C, right? Now, I am going to do cross multiplication. You will get answer as AC and B into B, right? Which is equal to B into B or B square. So AC, which is equal to B square. It's called continuous proportion. Now let's see one example for continuous proportion. In this example, you are having 48, 60 and 75. Three quantities, right? For checking continuous proportion, the ratio of first and second term, which is equal to the ratio of second and third term, right? So 48, 60 Here 60 is your second term, right? Again you are going to compare with third. So I am going to write again 60, next 75. Now we are having 4 quantities, right? So now I am going to use that formula. Product of extremes, which is equal to product of means. Here your extreme terms are 48 and 75. First and fourth term are called extremes. Second and third term are called means, right? So 60 into 60. If you multiply it means you will get answer as 3600, and here also you will get answer as 3600. These two are equal, right? Product of extremes, which is equal to product of means. So 48, 60, 75 are in continuous proportion. Let's see one more example. 33, 44 and 100. These are 3 quantities. Now we are going to check these 3 are in continuous proportion or not. For writing continuous proportion, you have to repeat the second term, right? Here your second term is 44. So 33, 44. Again you have to write the 44. Next 100. Now 33, 44 and 44, 100 are your 4 terms. Now we are going to use that formula. Your extremes are 33 and 100, right? So 33 into 100. Next, product of means, your second and third term, 44 and 44. If you multiply it means you will get answer as 3300, and 44 into 44 you will get answer as 1936. These two are not equal, right? So 33, 44 and 100 are not in continuous proportion. Next, 16, 84, 441. You have to check these 3 terms are in continuous proportion or not, right? So how you will write the terms? 16, 84. Next, I have to repeat the second term, right? So again 84 and 441. Now find the product of extremes. Here your extremes are 16 into 441. Again product of means. Your means are 84 into 84. Do multiplication. You will get answer as 7056. Here also 7056. Product of extremes, which is equal to the product of means. So 16, 84, 84, 441 are in continuous proportion. While checking proportion, you use 2 methods, right? One is formula method and second one is division method. Likewise, for checking continuous proportion also you can use 2 methods. Already we have discussed 3 sums based on formula method. Now we are going to use division method. Let's see. 36, 90 and 15 are in continuous proportion or not. Here you are having 3 terms. Now I am going to write the 4th term. How you will write? Second term you have to repeat it, right? So 36, 90, again 90 and 15. Now we are having 4 terms, right? Now I am going to use division method. For writing division method, first you should write as fraction, right? So 36 and 90. How you will write fraction? 36 divided by 90, right? 36 and 90 both will divisible by 6. You will get answer as 6 by 15. Again 6 and 15 will divisible by 3. You will get answer as 2 by 5. Next 90 and 15. I am going to write as fraction. So 90 by 15. 90 and 15 will divisible by 5. You will get answer as 18 divided by 3. Now 18 and 3 both will divisible by 3 table. You will get answer as 6 by 1. Now check this 2 by 5 and 6 by 1 are not equal. So we can say 36, 90 and 15 are not in continuous proportion. Next topic is find the value of x. 55 is to 11 are proportion to x is to 6. Now we are going to find the value of x. For finding x, you have to use that formula, product of extremes, which is equal to product of means. Here your extreme terms are 55 and 60, right? And product of means is 11 into 6x. Now we are going to find x value. First you have to multiply 55 and 6. You will get answer as 330 and here 11x. Now I am going to find x value, right? So 330 divided by 11, you will get answer as 30. 55 is to 11 proportion to your x value is 30. Substitute that x value. So 30 is to 6 are in proportion. Next 25 is to 35 are proportion to 45 is to x. Now we are going to find the x value. Product of extremes. Your extreme terms are 25 into x and product of means. Your mean terms are 35 into 45. Now you should do multiplication. You will get answer as 25x and 35 into 45. You will get answer as 1575. Now find the x value. 1575 divided by 25, which is equal to 63. Your x value is 63. So 25 is to 35 proportion to 45 is to 63. Next 25, 35 and x. You have to find the value of x. In this example you are having 3 terms. So these 3 terms are in continuous proportion. Then how you will write number of terms? 25, 35. Again you have to repeat the second term, right? So 35 and x. Now use this formula and find the value of x. Product of extremes. Here your extremes are 25 into x. Product of means 35 into 35. So 25x. Here 35 into 35 you will get answer as 1225. Now find the value of x. 1225 divided by 25. You will get answer as 49. So your x value is 49. So 25, 35 and 49 are in continuous proportion. Next 4, 6, x and 12. You have to find the x value. Here you are having 4 terms, right? So directly you can apply the formula. Product of extremes. Here your extremes are 4 and 12, right? Next product of means. Your means are 6 and x. Now 4 12s are 48 and 6 into x you will get 6x. Now find the value of x. So 48 divided by 6. You will get answer as 8. Your x value is 8. So 4, 6, 8 and 12 are in proportion. That's it students. We completed our today's session. For writing classwork, first you have to write the definition of continuous proportion. Next, determine the following are in continuous proportion or not. We have discussed 4 sums. And next topic is find the value of x. We have discussed 4 sums. Write these 8 sums in your math classwork. After completing your classwork, take photo and send to edistar.6@gmail.com. I hope you understood the today's concept. In next class, we will discuss about unitary methods. Stay at home and be safe. Thank you, students.